Oh, I'm sitting on the dock of the bay, wasting time. Hopefully not too much, because I'm actually doing some stuff. I've got bread dough rising, and I don't want to have it get too risen, if you take my meaning. So I'm just going to make this a quick shave. We're doing French soap. This is part of a piff from a couple of years ago. A couple of French soaps. This was Le Père Lucien, and it is Savon du Barbier Bay Rum. It's not like a lot of Bay Rum soaps. It is devoid of some of the heavy spices that you might find in other types of Bay Rum. Because Bay Rum is, usually pretty citrusy, a little bit rummy, and then it's got like cloves and other stuff in it. This one, not so much. It's a bit more subtle. And also being a French-made soap, that means it's hard milled, so it'll last quite a long time. Oops. Got a bristle from a past brush, it caught up in there. Oy. So yeah, it's been quite a week. Friday the 13th, 2025. Just whipping up my lather right now. Wow, so yeah, lots of stuff going on in the world. I'm not going to talk about that here. Probably tonight with one of my friends online. We'll be doing a podcast. So if you're into politics, I'll link you to it. But yeah, we're not going to talk about that here right now. Today is just for shaving and for making bread. All right, so I got a bit of a little treat for you today on the channel. We've got the 1937 Schick Injector Razor made in Canada. And I know this because it says so right here on the underside. 1937, Canada. So yeah, this is a vintage razor. As you can see, the plating is a little bit worse for wear. This is a relatively new injector blade and also a Bakelite handle. Bakelite is an early form of plastic. Very durable. As you injector blade fans know, it is basically a single-edge razor, or a variation on it. Because unlike double-edge safety razors, which have two edges to switch between, You really can't do that with this. Yeah, this can be a little bit tricky to find the proper angle. But much like the John Micromatic, you want to hold it more or less flat against your face. Not completely flat. So who here is a fan of Mel Brooks? Let me know in the comments below, because this week an announcement dropped that we may finally be getting a sequel. Yes, a long-awaited sequel to Spaceballs. Rick Moranis is actually coming out of retirement to reprise his role as Dark Helmet. I think most, if not all, of the surviving cast is coming back. I mean, Bill Pullman is returning. His son is going to be in it too. Although what role he's playing, I don't know. Man, I would like to see that movie. I just hope they shoot it on film, though, because if they shoot it on digital, it's not going to look right. So I know people like to say, oh, film's expensive. Well, you know what? So is digital. More so than film, actually. I mean, while film stock is, yes, expensive and costs money to develop, it also forces you to be more disciplined to get the shot you want in as few takes as possible. Which means proper lighting the first time. But with digital, it erodes discipline. forget how to light, then you end up with shadows that are not really all that great looking. You end up tinting your shadows, which means you have to go back and do reshoots. And then, of course, there's issues with software compatibility and all that stuff, and also doesn't archive nearly as well or as long as celluloid. In fact, I suspect that a lot of the post-production reshoots that Hollywood is now infamous for doing has less to do with test audience reactions and more to do with rookie mistakes that even a lot of Hollywood veteran cinematographers are making. Because once movie cameras went digital, the cinematographers basically forgot everything they learned in film school and on the job. And why bother lighting properly the first time when you just tell yourself, oh, I'm going to fix it in post, and then you go to post-production and you go into the editing bay and you realize, oh, wait, I can't fix this in post. Time to do reshoots. Call everyone back. Oh, the actor's not available right now? Oh, we have to wait again. Or use a body double now and AI to paste on a face. Listen to that feedback. Yeah, injector razors were basically a gimmick. Along with single-edge safety razors, or even double-edged safety razors, because the whole reason for the change had to do with greed. Basically, King C. Gillette and other razor manufacturers realized that they weren't making all that much money relative to what they wanted. With straight razors, which were the norm, because, you buy a straight razor, as long as you take care of it, you've basically got it for quite a long while, decades, maybe even a lifetime, and you just have it sharpened or honed over the course of its lifetime. And if you take really good care of it, or you don't use it much, because you grew your beard out for most of your adult life, then you could just pass it down to your kids or your grandkids. Hence the safety razor, which has a disposable blade. And then you had single edge razors like the Gem Micromatic, which uses a very specific type of hard-spined, inflexible blade. And then you've got the injector razors like this, where you literally use a key to kind of like push the blade in or inject it into the casing. So but the thing about single blade or single edge blades, I mean, is that they tend to dull quicker because you're using that same edge maybe 4 or 5 times in a row. And the smarmy genius behind the double edge safety razor is that you can flip it over and use the other side. And thus delay the dulling. Now, quite obviously, injector razors are still made, or at least the blades are. Because the thing about vintage razors is that if they're well cared for, they last quite a long time. A lifetime, maybe 2, 3. Yeah, it should be interesting how this bread turns out. I'm using a flour I haven't used before. It's this King Arthur brand wheat flour that it markets as being grown sustainably. Now, I don't know about that, but I do like King Arthur brand. It's never let me down before. And I was in the mood for wheat bread anyway. And the recipe I'm using is a Pullman loaf recipe, so it means using eggs, 2 of them to be exact. And I also added some flax and chia seeds in there because I do like to up the nutritional value on my homemade bread. But flax seeds are high in omega-3s. Those are the fatty acids that help scrub your arteries. Because there's different kinds of fats. So there's like omega-3s, omega-6s, and omega-9s. Now, 6 and 9s are the kind of fatty acids that will clog your arteries. Now, you actually want a good balance of those because without them, your arteries will be too soft and they'll collapse. But if you have too much of them, then your arteries will harden too much, will get clogged up, and that's how heart attacks happen. So omega-3s are the scrubber fatty acids that help keep everything in balance. And also really good for if you're pregnant too. Omega-3 fatty acids will help prevent your kid from being born prematurely. All right, so we're going to go ahead and do a total Bay Rum experience. So rather than use my usual aftershave, I'm going to do my Canadian solid cologne. Because when I got this Bay Rum stuff from Canadian, I got it as part of a pack that came with the brick of bar soap, then this, which is a solid cologne, along with the antiperspirant deodorant, and also the shampoo and body wash. So I'm on my second thing of body wash because the first one got used up. So now I'm on another thing of body wash from Canadian. Same scent profile, but I still got the shampoo and the current thing of deodorant, which is not the antiperspirant. Antiperspirants, I find, tend to get used up a lot faster than regular deodorants, at least on my body anyway. But yeah, the solid cologne I find does a good job of moisturizing my skin, so I don't really have to use any aftershave splash. But anyway, yeah, so that is pretty much it. Once again, the soap is Le Père Lucien Savon du Barbier Bay Rum. And then the razor today was the 1937 Schick Injector Razor with a Bakelite handle. And that is it for Blade and Brush. Signing off.